So, I'm really lucky that somebody, out of the blue, kind of like somebody I know, known for a while from drumming, um, offered to give me a donation, give me some little money for help, and I was able to get a hotel room last night and tonight. Um, it's raining really hard today, so I'm lucky that I had the ability to get this hotel room. Can't afford it for the rest of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But then Monday I get my check, so I can get it again on Monday. You know, when you're out on the street and you're living in, um, I mean, I don't have a car anymore, so now I got to think again. Where the fuck am I gonna go? I don't want to go to a homeless shelter. I don't want to go to the rooming houses where there's, it's just too much. I can't deal with the energy of rooming houses. It's just too many different people and too many different, sharing the bathroom. So it's all so kind of weird. I might have to do that, if anything. I'm not sure. In the meantime, I'm still basically, come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I gotta figure out where to sleep. If I do sleep. If not, I just gotta keep on walking around. Find a bench where I can sleep like an hour or something, and then go to try to do something else. And then come Monday, I'll have money again. And it's again what I was talking about. The fact of money is just it's incredible, because when you don't have it, you really feel like man, you really need that shit to live with, man. You really need that shit for a cigarette. You really need that shit for and they're expensive, and it's a lot of it that these things cost now. And then when you get money, you almost feel like a little bit normal now, right? Wow, I can go buy a pack of cigarettes, and I can go buy some food, and I can go buy some things that I needed. But when I didn't have any money, it's like, wow. And that's what the poverty line. That's what poverty. If you do get money, it's you're using it paycheck to paycheck, and usually by the end of like just before you get that next paycheck, a few days before, you're usually just completely busted. You can't even you're scrounging up change for a Lucy cigarette, for 75 cents. And three for $2. Three for $2. That is why I can't understand the civilization, right? I can't understand why you want to waste your time doing all that to each other. You imagine how easy it would be if everything was free? If there was nothing that you used as a barter system. The fucking barter system was where people were fucking stupid enough to fucking not smart enough to be able to know that to instead of hoarding and then I sell. Just having enough sense to join together and then share everything equally. The thing that I want more and more and more, that comes from the fact that is taught to every child through the education system that the rich provide, through the media that the rich provide. Everything that is provided for us is provided not by God, but by Mother Earth, by the rich that have then profited from those things that we're giving to us for free. They hoarded them, they got them, they found a way to package them and then sell them to you, and then all of a sudden it became this thing that you have to pay them, right? Where else in this whole fucking universe does that happen? Nowhere. Not one other place. We humans are unique in doing that. And in doing so, it creates the pathway to destruction of the civilization. If the body and the cells of the body work like we do as human beings on Mother Earth, the body would eventually, very quickly, just perish. It wouldn't even be able to function. The body, your own body. wouldn't be able to function if it competed with itself, because then it would be riddled with disease, because disease is what competes with the normal cells, right? Some disease competes with the normal cell, and that competition that it has is looking to destroy that normal cell or convert it into a disease cell. In either case, the body then dies and doesn't function the way it should function. Why in God's name, since your own body doesn't do that, why in God's name do you accept a system and a society and a civilization that forces you to do that? The only ones that are forcing you to do that are the wealth class, that then have the armament and the security to make sure you do it. Now, the security is part of the lower classes, yet it is then convinced with the fact that money is going to make it more important to then protect that elite wealth class. And so goes the pyramid of slavery that every human being is subject to. Hasn't changed. This is what it was with the kings and queens, with the, all the way back to wherever the concept of the elitists that then have the security to then do what they want with the masses. When is that? Instead of ringing true, ring a bell that says, "Hey, maybe this needs to fucking change like today." When? It never will. And you'll see your destruction and your demise as a civilization because of it. And that's what has happened at every civilization before you. That was human. Because this human experiment that you created, put together, had one purpose: to overcome the thing that will then eventually destroy it. Either it overcomes the thing that will eventually destroy it, or it gets destroyed by it. The thing is a monetary system and something that values that human and planetary life with a price tag. Overcoming it is pulling it out by the root and just throwing it away, and deciding that living a shared existence is the best and most practical way. Because think about it, all the competition that you're doing, all the insurance, all the accounting, all the banking, all the everything that relates to money is all the biggest waste of time the civilization has ever endured and had to do. And everyone before you does the same thing. As soon as that virus is introduced into the system, that your life is worth something, is worth a piece of paper, worth a piece of gold or something, that concept, that coin, then becomes the tool that will enslave you as a civilization. What are you to do about it, right? Oh, we can't all just walk off, get out of work, off of work, stop working. That's crazy. That'll never happen. Exactly. So you'll see your demise because of it. And even in plain sight, and even in a realistic, anybody that doesn't believe what I'm saying is either denying it, really stupid, sorry, or one of the elite classes that's making because they will never admit to it, because then it takes away their power from you. So you either do it, or just watch, just keep on watching, and it's gonna see the same thing. It's gonna end up the same way. You never make it to the apocalyptic future. You never make it with Mad Max, man. That never happens, because eventually Mother Earth will just wipe you off, all of you, because you become too much of a burden, as you're already becoming. Eventually, she knows that eventually, just your scientists, all they want to do is find a way to ride her and then ride her through space, man. That is, and that is what they want to find out, how she works and investigate. And that's what my purpose here is. No, man, your purpose was actually to work out your karma and then ascend out of here and go to higher planes. All this tic-tacking and looking into all these things around you that are working in perfect harmony without your help, and then trying to mimic and imitate it and try to figure out a way to be like that sci-fi film where the spaceship goes faster than the speed of whatever. That's your civilization wasting its time. So, I lost a lot of things this year. A lot of things, man. I mean, and up to my car, which I lost. Somebody borrowed it and stole it, borrowed it, whatever you want to say. I took it, and you know, I knew about it afterwards, and I was letting it go for a while, and then all of a sudden it just became, whoa. He was supposed to be here 10 minutes ago, and it's like an hour. What happened? It's like he's not answering his phone, and boom. Oh, there it goes. That's a picture of my car, upside down. So, and that was the last of my money. That's the money I had. I put in the car. The down payment a few years back, and that's it. I'm not stuck with. And I don't have full coverage, so I couldn't afford it. It's the only way I can get insurance after it was impounded. The only way I can get insurance for it was to get it less, and I had to remove the collision. I couldn't remove anything else other than the collision and the stuff that they don't pay you for if nobody else is the fault for it. And as far as I know, I don't know what happened in the accident. I have no idea because the person is not responding to the call. You see how all that relates to money? Every little aspect there relates to money. Me losing the things that I needed that would provide me a little bit of more security and more money so that I can then go forward, or in a place to shelter, a place to live, taken away. A business that was giving me a little extra income, taken away. Let's see. A girlfriend that was helping me, deal with this existence and this miserable fucking civilization you call whatever. Civilization? Civil? Not from warring apes in suits. The car was the last one. I was living in it. No, I don't. I'd be, if I didn't have, and if the guy, that person didn't lend me that money, I would be in the street again yesterday and today. I mean, then just literally fucking sleeping on ShopRite bench, something. And, now it's cold and rainy, and it's starting hard to bring that bike out with the cart and do all that stuff I did in the summer. The summer was a little bit easy. Now it's kind of like, damn. Made the mistake. The key should have been strapped to my body and not left my body. That's the kind of situation. That's the kind of place we're living in right now. I don't know. It has been a hell of a year for me, and it's all related to money. Bottom line. If everything was free, I'd be getting a new car now, and I wouldn't have to worry about what happened, or the insurance, or having enough money to pay for my phone before it cut off, or having enough money for this or for that or for the other thing before this gets removed, this thing gets and then if it does get, if it gets suspended, then you have to go through a whole process to get it renewed again, and then pay even more money. Every fucking thing that we do in this civilization revolves around money. And that money is a wasting of our fucking time. Do you understand how much time humanity wastes on paying and receiving and paying and buying and getting and returning, and oh no, what did I do? Now I gotta pay this and that, and my childhood, I know my kids are going to school, I have a better school for them, this, ba, 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 ba. The better school charges more money or more money. The cheaper school charges nothing, but it lacks the quality of education of the more expensive school. Why can't it all just be the same? If we know this is the best way to teach somebody, do it everywhere. And if there was no price tag on any of these things, then every child born would be taught something. instead of forced into a slave labor camp, where you're taught to compete and make as much money as you can and go out there and work and do everything you do, and then you die. And then you get reincarnated and do the same thing. Reincarnated, same thing. Just the other side of the other thing you never learn from it is you go back and forth. That's what it is, back and forth. And the soul never ascends and gets stuck here. And what do you have left? 8 billion souls. 7.9 billion, I think it is now. When should they stay? The 8 to 12 billion mark? And she, it all depends on how much you're fucking her up right now. The 8 to 12 billion mark is when she goes, no more. Go away. Yeah, she can do that. With the help of Shiva and the help of other spiritual beings that you consider spiritual beings, that are interdimensional beings that come down here, crossing, create portals to come down here and like, whoa, that's it. No matter what, you have the ability to prevent that from happening by doing the thing that you should have been doing a long time ago, and you still haven't done it. And because you ignore it, and because you just say, what are we going to do without money? It becomes more and more powerful. Every year, every 10 years, every 100 years, every 1,000 years. It's 1,000 times more powerful than it was. As it expands and grows, it becomes ingrained into it. Literally takes hold of every human being, and just sticks like gold freaking. That who's marking us at the side of our hand with that gold coin. Ingrained into our system that money is so important that you would have to do anything for it. Everything, every problem, crime, every problem that we face as a civilization is all because of money. Oil leaks, well, they didn't check everything properly because it was too expensive to do a really thorough, so they just kind of like, he skimmed it. Or the guy he was busy, he was working 8 hours, 16 hours already, and he had to do that, so he did it really fast, and he didn't. All these things, all these problems they're facing. The lack of funding, the lack of the best thing you can do. So, no. It has to be the best thing under this, under this, what's it called, project plan, under this, under these funds, under these, allotted, So it's never the best. It's only the best at the best at what level you can afford it. The only ones that get really the bestest is the wealth class that forces you into making these things and making these things via the caste system. The poor get the poor shit, the middle class get the middle shit, and the rich get the rich shit. Get it? And you all go out there and do the work to make sure it's poor shit, middle shit, or wealth shit. And once in a while, if you're working, making that wealth shit, maybe you get something, one of those, oh man, that's one of those watches. Yeah, I worked at this place where all these people, they buy, yeah, wow, that's worth a lot of money, man. Yo, yeah, some rich guys, like, what I'm saying? You do the work, and they benefit from it to the point of ridiculousness. Ridiculous. It is ridiculous to imagine that you go work so hard to continue the caste system just because you look up to the wealth class to the point where you want to be one. Well, you'll never be one. You'll never be one. Get it? If you do, you'll have to do something so illegal that you'll end up in jail for it. The only ones that can make it to the wealth class, to that level, are the ones that are fucking indoctrinated with fucking parasites in the back of their necks controlling them and forcing them to be this unhuman. How do you know that you create wealth excuse me, the wealth that you the wealth that you support and are creates the poverty and middle class, and the middle class not well, but the poverty class creates a whole billions of poor just holding up your pyramid. How do you do that as a human being and not feel some kind of empathy to the point where saying, let's get rid of this wealth class or share everything equally? They don't, because they cannot. Parasites in the side of their necks that are just like controlling them all. From other dimensions, you don't see them. You don't believe that? Okay. Then just they're just cold-hearted scumbags that fucking can't even see into their own. They can create all these things that are all like, ooh, well, look at this and look at this. I can do this, and I can, ooh. But they don't realize that all this that they're doing is creating the misery that they see around them. Well, then they just donate to it. Then, we got school books this year, yay! And desks. So it is up to you. Right. It is up to you to understand this to the point of no longer participating in it until it reverts back to what it should be. The same thing as everything else in this universe. Everything else in this universe works in harmony with no monetary system. Works in cooperation, not in competition, and works to better this entire structure that is the universe. You're just kind of like fucking it all up, competing with each other. Again, compare that's a whole bunch of cells working all together in the body, but then a whole bunch of cells in the foot, right? All of a sudden they start competing and fighting with each other. You're like, what do you do with that? That's a diseased foot, right? So you fucking fix it and you heal it. You try to get the ones that are trying to do all that competition and greedy stuff, and you get rid of them. Rid of those cancer cells, right? And then what you have is normal cells all working in cooperation. That's what you have to do. Instead, what you do is let all those bleeding crazy cells, they control the entire body, and eventually the whole body becomes that, and that's what they want. The whole body to become full of cancer, and then dead. And that is what is That is what is the future of your civilization if you continue doing what you're doing. It's your civilization. It's not mine. I'm just here to help any way I can, and it's not, God, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. So just think of the foot thing and the cancer thing. That's what your civilization is a cancer. Any competing group of organisms within a species, any competing group within that same species does nothing for that species other than to kill it eventually and to watch its annihilation. There's nothing else that competition can do. Not one's going to win, all of a sudden it's going to be the one. No, the one's going to win, then the other one's going to try to fight to win, and then they'll fight back and forth. It's the cooperation that you have that can then work with a healthy body, right? That can work with a healthy human collective consciousness. It's that simple. The other ones are complicated. That's why you don't have wings and flying around right now. So that's it for me for tonight. Excuse me. That's it, I guess, for me for the night. I'm done. Last night my hotel, I'm broke, as usual. Tomorrow I got to figure out how to get something else to be able to get something else, or I figure out where to sleep. Is it a bench? Is it I don't know. I'm not going to a homeless shelter. I don't. It's not my thing. And I don't even have the money to even if I wanted to rent a room right now. Now I just get a hotel. Rather get a hotel for 2 nights instead of getting a room for 1 week. Why? Because it just is. I do miss my car though. I don't miss it because I was participating in the consumption of my mother's blood, and maybe that's why I toppled over. I don't know, but or maybe I don't know. I haven't even talked to the guy, so I don't even know what happened. How he got the car into a pole and then flipped the car over. How exactly he did that, I'm not really sure. But oh god, I miss not having a place that I can just go into and then lock the door. If anything, this is mine. But I guess that just goes to show you that everything that's yours can be easily ripped away. I had a lot of things ripped away this year, and oh, yeah, sad about some of the things, probably all of them, one way or the other. But I guess I'm dealing with it as I can.